Hello, we are here today to talk about rotary cutters. And there are many different rotary cutters out there. And part of it is personal choice. The other part could be what are you cutting? Exactly what are you cutting? How much are you cutting? And when are you cutting? So Tara did a nice close-up of all our different rotary cutters. There are expensive, inexpensive, crazy expensive, and the expense is not the answer. Comfort is the answer. So many of you probably started out with OLFA. Okay, there's also sizes. You have 45s, 60s, 28s, and there's actually an 18. Teeny tiny. And I've used it for some rotary cut applique, but in general, I use the smallest I go is 28. So with a rotary cutter, as you know, you have your blades. You have a way of opening it up, okay? And you are also supposed to close it whenever you're not using it. Some of us forget, but you don't have to nick your finger on the side very often before you learn to close it. I generally use, for general purpose, I use 45. Occasionally, you might want something smaller for rotary cut applique. I usually use 60 when I am doing many layers, because you can do more with the 60 than you can with the 45. It's cleaner. This one is ergonomic because it has the tilt to it. Okay, it also has a really nice feature that you press it to expose the blade, and as soon as you let go, it covers the blade. Now, you can stop that by that little button and keep it exposed all the time. But if you don't, then as soon as you take pressure off, it hides the blade. Obviously, this does not do that. The ergonomic, this one does, but that one, everybody else does not. Okay, that one does. So, OLFA. I started out with OLFA, and I love my OLFAs, but I started seeing some other cutters. One of them was Quilter Select. This is much heavier, so you don't need as much pressure to cut with. I have had double carpal tunnel and multiple trigger fingers. It's, a hazard of the occupation. So I like this. There are times that my wrist hurts or my hand hurts, and this allows me to do more cutting because it already has some weight, so I don't have to push quite so hard. And there's both sizes, 45 and 60. Okay, so that these are a little different though, because you push the button in and you pull the tab back to expose. And they can be left-handed or right-handed without changing anything. All you do is open the other side. Okay, so that's handy. That's very handy. With these, you got to switch the blade to the other side. The other thing I learned by watching people at retreats is to close it. You can go through the whole thing and try to get it even, blah, blah, blah. Or you can just push this button. Whoops, do it the right way though. Push this button and tap it, and it closes. So that's a cool feature too. All right, another one that we have is Femore. This is the newest one in my arsenal. Okay, it's been around for a little over a year, maybe a year and a half. I love this one, and I, for some reason, gravitated to this one. It's lighter than the Quilter Select, and it runs on ball bearings. So as you cut it, you don't have to put as much pressure on it. So it's almost like everybody combined gives me the Femore. And I love these. I absolutely love them. Right now, there's only a 45, but rumor has it that they're coming out with a 60 in the spring, because it's not spring yet. Even though it says it is on the calendar, it's not. Believe me, we had snow yesterday. So, and as soon as a 45 comes out, I'm snagging it. So, all right.
We do have those on order.
have the 50 or 60s on order. So as soon as they're released, we will have them in the store. I will tell you, I'm snagging 2 of them, one for me and one for my sister. So you can also purchase these cute carriers. And when you are traveling, you don't want to stick your hand in the bag and get cut on this, because either you forgot to put the blade in or it jiggled or whatever. This one, I have multiples. This one is for my Quilter Select. So they go in. I usually put the 60 over here. And then now I've got both of them all set. You could slide a package of blades in here too, if you need to. So blades. Everybody waits till the very last minute to change their blade. And I will tell you that they have proven that more people cut themselves on dull blades than sharp ones, because you're pushing so hard, because it's not as sharp as it was, that if you do catch your finger, you're going to cut your finger. So definitely change your blade often. And we have a cute little thing called a blade saver, which we're going to talk about later. That'll take care of, you can put your blade in there and still use it. Okay? So keep your blade sharp and you won't have as many problems. Okay? All right. So I want to show you a couple other things. Oh, we have other colors. This one says cut it out. Isn't that funny? Mine says I love quilting. I have 3 of these at home. So I put the different kinds in each one when I go on retreat. Actually, they're that way at home, so I can find them when I need them. All right. Another thing that is very advantageous, obviously, is a mat. Okay, you have flat mats and you have rotary mats. And mats, why is this not rotary? It's angry at me right now. Oh, there it goes. So only the top moves. Okay, I'm trying to move the whole thing. Mats come in all sizes. This is a nice big mat. This is a good example of when you should change your mat, because this was out on the front desk, and you will see, because we cut a lot of half yards, that it's a little bit mangled on the 18. When you start to get grooves like that, you need to replace your mat. Now, you may not cut. Obviously, we cut a lot here at the shop. It's kind of our job. So, but everybody wears them out. There are self-healing mats, but even they wear out. Eventually, they quit healing. They stop being self-healing. Then you also have rotary mats, which come in very, very handy. I want to show you how to use a rotary mat. Okay. And these are some squares that I brought from home. I'm going to use the color so you can see it. Okay, I'm going to trim this. This is one of my half square triangles. I am using a Tucker trimmer, but that's not what this is about. I am going to trim this to 4.5 because those are my directions. Okay, not because it's a magical number, just because that's what I was supposed to do. Now, if I did this on a regular mat and I went up, then I've got to turn at an odd angle. But what I can do is I can rotate it and turn the other side, trim the other side. Okay? Now, because of the way I'm trimming, I have to pick this up and start again. As soon as I figure out I went more than 180 degrees. Lay it back down. I won't tell you how I'm lining it up because that's a Tucker trimmer lesson. All right? And now I'm doing it again. I'm going, can you see this, Tara? Mm-hmm. I'm going up, and I can rotate and down without ever moving the unit. Because that's when you make mistakes, is when you have to move it. Okay? And then it's perfect. And I will tell you that if you've ever done something with a point like a Lemoyne star, this is a godsend, because that's such a horrible angle that the only tool I've ever seriously cut myself on was the Lemoyne star, when you got to do a tip. And this helps. Okay? All right. I think that's it for unless Tara has some more info for me. No. But we have these available in the store along with replacement blades And again, always make sure you have blades on hand. What always happens is that you wait, believe me, I'm about as cheap as they come, and I don't want to waste my blades. But as soon as I change it, I'm so happy because it goes like, a knife,
like a hot knife
through butter. There you go. I couldn't almost didn't get that right. So definitely for your own safety, make sure that you are changing blades regularly, especially if you're doing if you're cutting out an entire quilt. I would change the blade to start and change the blade when you're done. A lot of times directions will say, please start with a new blade, and that's why. So hopefully this was informative, and that if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask us. We love to give our advice. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.